My ex said no one would want a single dad, so I married her sister. When Brinley broke up with me at her parents' anniversary party, she made sure the whole family heard her say that dating a single dad was like signing up to be an unpaid babysitter for another woman's kid. She actually looked at her relatives and said, no independent woman wants to play stepmom and deal with baby mama drama. I stood there holding my daughter Valerie's hand while she asked why Brinley was being mean to daddy. The entire room went silent as she continued her speech about how her girlfriends all had child-free relationships with men who could be spontaneous. I felt my face burning as 50 family members watched me try not to break down. Her sister Leah was the only one who spoke up. She stood from her table and told Brinley she was being cruel and pathetic. Leah helped me gather Valerie's coloring books and snacks, while Brinley kept going about how she'd been dating her CrossFit trainer Brian for 3 months already. That explained all those early morning workouts and weekend fitness retreats. As we walked to my car, Leah kept apologizing for her sister's behavior, while her own 2 kids waited in her minivan. The next few weeks were rough. Valerie kept asking when we'd see Brinley again, and I had to explain that sometimes adults stop being friends. I threw myself into being the best dad I could be. Leah texted to check on us and suggested our kids have a playdate since they went to the same school. Her daughter was in Valerie's class, and her son was just a year older. That first playdate changed everything. The kids became instant best friends and begged for more time together. We started a routine of park visits and pizza nights. Leah and I bonded over single-parent struggles and discovered we'd both been in toxic relationships. Her ex-husband had abandoned their family 2 years ago, and she'd been handling everything alone. We laughed about grocery store meltdowns and compared notes on bedtime battles. After 3 months of friendship, something shifted. I caught myself looking forward to her texts and getting nervous before our family hangouts. She'd remember little things like Valerie's favorite juice box flavor and would grab extras for her. When Valerie performed in her school play, she sat next to me and cheered just as loud as I did. Her kids started calling me Uncle Zane, and Valerie began asking if Miss Leah could come to everything. 6 months into our friendship, Valerie got hurt at school. She fell off the monkey bars and broke her arm badly. The school called me, but I was stuck in a meeting downtown. In my panic, I called Brinley since she was still listed as an emergency contact. She answered on the second ring, but when I explained what happened, she just said that wasn't her problem anymore. She told me I should have thought about these situations before keeping custody and hung up. Leah was my next call. She immediately said she was on her way and beat me to the hospital. When I arrived, she was sitting with Valerie while she got x-rays and had already handled all the paperwork. She stayed with us through the night and kept both her kids and Valerie entertained with stories and games. At 3 in the morning, while Valerie slept between us in the hospital bed, she mumbled that she wished Leah could be her mommy because she actually cared about her. We looked at each other across her sleeping form, and Leah reached for my hand. She admitted she'd been falling for me, but didn't want to complicate our friendship or confuse the kids. I told her I felt the same way. We decided to date secretly at first to make sure it was real before involving our children. For 2 months, we snuck around like teenagers. Date nights when all 3 kids were at sleepovers and stolen kisses during school pickup. Brinley had moved on to posting about her child-free luxury lifestyle with Brian all over social media. Her parents reached out to apologize for their daughter's behavior and mentioned they missed seeing Valerie. Everything came to a head at a family dinner I was invited to. Brinley brought Brian and spent hours loudly telling anyone who'd listen about the benefits of dating men without baggage. During a toast, she made a joke about how real love meant starting fresh, not settling for someone else's mistakes. That's when Leah stood up. She clinked her glass and announced we were engaged. Valerie ran up and wrapped her arms around her legs, calling her mommy Leah. Brinley's face went from smug to shocked to furious in seconds. She started yelling about family loyalty and how Leah was picking up her leftovers. Leah calmly revealed that Brinley owed $40,000 in credit card debt and had been harassing me for money throughout our relationship. Brinley's parents gasped, and Brian dumped her right there, saying he didn't date women who abandoned children. We married 4 months later with both our families celebrating. Brinley posts bitter quotes from another state while I wake up every morning next to a woman who chose us completely.